ਅੱਜ ਕੈਲਗਰੀ ਦੇ ਵੈਨਿਸ ਬੈਂਕਟ ਹਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਡੈਨੀਅਲ ਸਮਿਥ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਮੀਟ ਐਂਡ ਗ੍ਰੀਟ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਆਯੋਜਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਇਸ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਨਿਧੀਆਂ ਸਮੇਤ ਕੈਲਗਰੀ ਦੇ ਕਈ ਲੋਕ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਏ। ਇਸ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਸ਼ਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਹਤ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ, ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਮਹੱਤਵਪੂਰਨ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਚਰਚਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਕੀਮਤੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕੀਤੇ। ਇਵੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਵਾਦਿਸ਼ਟ ਖਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਸੀ। ਆਓ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਖਾਸ ਪਲ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to our Premier, Danielle Smith.
Thank you so much for that very generous introduction, Justice Minister Mick Yeamery. And also, I'm so pleased that my colleagues are from the legislature here as well. Of course, we've got Minister David Dreeshen, Transportation and Economic Corridors. We have a number of meetings later today with those of you who are in the transportation sector, whether it's taxi or trucking. So I know he's going to be getting a lot of those questions. We also have Chantal de Jong, who is our very hardworking MLA from Chestermere Strathmore. And she, of course, is on the electricity file. So if you have any questions about your power bills, she'll be the person to answer them. We also have Andre Chabot, the council member, I believe, for Ward 10. And it's nice to have some municipal representation here so that you can see how our government works closely with the municipal level of government as well. Also, of course, the staff at McDougall Centre, Bruce McAllister, Dr. Chica, as well as Happy Man for putting this together today. Thank you. And of course, I was going to have a very short presentation today, but you gave me a very long list of things that I need to answer to. So let me just start by saying how important it is to come to banquet halls like this and have community gatherings. Because I do believe that the communities that we see in Northeast Calgary, they reflect that same core conservative spirit that we have in our party, starting, of course, with family, building a community of faith, having a strong free enterprise culture. And of course, we know that when people do well, they give back to the community. And your communities give back so much to not only the members of your own community, but also enriching our understanding as well of each other. And I'm grateful to you for that. One of the things that we hope to do as a government is provide opportunities for you to be able to tap into different grant programs so that you can continue to build the supports that you need to support your community. So what I've noticed is that a newcomer community, when they arrive, the first thing that they want is to have a community gathering space. And then that community gathering space often leads to a building and a permanent place of worship. And then it leads to things like kitchens to be able to help provide food for the community, sometimes schools, sometimes seniors facilities, depending on how long and established the community is. And we have the ability to provide support on all of those. We've got the Community Facility Enhancement Program, which funds some of that community infrastructure, the SIP program as well, which helps with operations of some of those programs. We have done food bank support, knowing that different communities have different food preferences and also have a need in the community, so we've supported those programs. We support schools of choice, and I know that there have been a number of different programs that are developing along that.
We are on traditional territories of the indigenous peoples of 26, 7 and 8 and the Métis nations of Alberta, regions rich with history, culture and contributions from First Nations. Métis and Inuit people, we honor their enduring connection to this land and are committed to building respectful relationships. Premier, how can our community actively participate in upcoming IT infrastructure projects in Alberta, such as development of new data centers, to ensure local talent and businesses are included in these opportunities?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. One of the policies that we announced for data centers was we are telling those who want to build a data center that if you want to build, you'll get fast track treatment if you also bring your own electricity. Because we did a lot of work to bring electricity rates down. They were 32 cents a kilowatt hour down to below 10 cents. And we want to make sure that the price of electricity doesn't spike for consumers. So ideally, a data center will come, they'll have a partner who can build the electricity, and then they'll sell into the grid so that everyone benefits. They get the power they need, but then we get more electricity to keep our prices down. I don't know if that part is where local citizens will be able to, or local small business would be able to take part in that, because they are, for instance, the one in Rocky View County is a $2.5 billion project. The one in Foothills is a $1 billion project. And Kevin O'Leary has announced one for $70 billion. So those are very big dollars. But once we start attracting those centers, it'll also attract the IT professionals who will come here and figure out how do we use all of that computing power. And so that's where I think there's going to be an enormous opportunity for small business, and we're already seeing it.
The question is regarding the infrastructure to provide for playing cricket in the northeast areas. Started in 2023, so this is our third season going to be, but we are struggling to get a proper permanent cricket field in the city and around city. We have a lot of South Asian population, even some European people, they want to join us, but we are struggling with getting a permanent field in the city of Calgary. And I have this opportunity. Our Councillor Andesh, who has been very closely working with us, and we had the privilege of inviting our Justice Minister to one of our prize distribution last year. So we are well connected, and right now we have about.
I have opportunities in the States. I want to hear your perspective on how you're going to keep Alberta more competitive for people to have the choice to move. As I look around, the only thing that's keeping me in Alberta is honestly the people I know, the community. But in the States, I would get paid more. I would probably have a higher quality of living. For me, it seems like I will make the decision to stay in Alberta. I don't know how many other people who have the decision to stay will choose that.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your perspective on that.
What is your profession?
Law.
Law, yeah. Well, there's a few things I'd say that the US and Canada each have their advantages. In a lot of communities, the taxes are a lot lower in the US, but Alberta has the best tax system, especially on corporate income taxes if you're going to start your own profession. We are the lowest corporate income tax in the country by about 30%, and we're also lower than 44 US states. And so that narrows your option. If you want lower taxes, then you only have 6 states to choose from that are better off than we are. The other thing I would say is, even though we do have issues of access in hospitals, what we're seeing in the US is it's the biggest cause of bankruptcy is when people get care and can't pay for it. And that's one of the reasons, one of the big differences between Canada and the US. We made the decision to go down the pathway of having a government insurance system. They have multiple insurance providers, and we're just beginning to see some of the big problems associated with that. So that's another big chunk out of your paycheck, because you have to pay for your insurance premiums around that. The other thing that the issue around community is vitally important, and I would say that is one of the greatest factors that we have in Alberta, that we have so many vibrant communities that allow people from all around the world. I think we've got 153 different countries represented in Canada, that they can build their own community, have a community that supports them if times get rough. And that is one of the biggest things that you can have in life, is to have a very strong support network around you. So I think that is also positive, that we are such an inclusive, welcoming society that has so many different cultural groups that are represented here. And the other aspect...
Coming as refugees, economic migrants, and as you know, the grassroots organizations do the daily support for these families, helping them resettle and everything. But the support level and the influx is mismatched. So I'm just bringing that to your attention to people to note that it's something that could become disastrous for our community. if these families are not integrated properly. And for that integration to happen, we need to empower the grassroots organization with equivalent sustainable funding to help them do that. Thank you.
Thank you for your great insight on that. I totally agree. Let me just start with the schools. We were able to act on that one so quickly because when my minister, Dimitrios Nicolaides, asked parents and teachers if we should put limits on cell phones in the classroom, we had 68,000 people respond in about 30 days, and it was almost across the board yes. So we implemented, and I think it helps parents, right? Because parents are able to say, no, you gotta listen to what the teacher says. And the teacher says, no, gotta listen to what the principal says. The principal says, you know what, it's happening at every school, so there's no way to escape it. And I've been hearing good feedback as well, so thank you for that.
ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਵੈਂਟਸ ਅਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸਿਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਅਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ BTV ਬ੍ਰੌਡਕਾਸਟਿੰਗ। ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਬੀ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ, ਬੀ ਯੋਰਸੈਲਫ।